Good morning, guys. So, if you're watching us and just joining us right now, our stream has nothing to do with this intersection, but I just thought to let you know it's really funny. Three-way stop. Where I'm sitting is a dead-end construction spot, so out of everyone's way. But man, I have never seen so many people stop properly at a stop sign when Results 1 is posted off on the side of the road. Out here in Lake Nona, over by Nemours Children's Hospital this morning. We're visiting Lake Nona, but man, good job, guys, for stopping in those stop signs. I was talking with Thomas. You guys know Thomas, our webmaster, controls everything that you see, and I was like, man, little do they know we're nobody. We're just Trooper Steve hanging out here in Results 1, but with a cool-looking truck like this, randomly parked. People are like, I think I'm going to make the complete stop. So good job, Lake Nona. Appreciate you guys for stopping at stop signs. I didn't think I'd ever have to congratulate you for that. But today is Friday. Oh, it is Friday. Did I mention it's Friday? I am so excited to be out here today. Not because we're talking about bicycle stuff and we're streaming, just because it's Friday. I am so ready to be done for the week. All right, so today we're talking about bikes on the road, and it's going to be very general. So a lot of you guys are always asking, can a bicycle do this? Can a bicycle do that? So we're just going to spend the next 10, 15 minutes going over all Florida bicycle laws, rules, ideas, suggestions, myths, all that fun stuff. And we're going to talk about that. So I thought, what better than to come out to a very busy, active residential community, almost a hub community, one of these places where if you work within a very close proximity, you might never need to leave your bubble. And that is the community of Lake Nona. So they have their own roadways, their own grocery stores, all that stuff. But most importantly, they have great roadway infrastructure for you to use. And it's there for you, even as bicyclists, as pedestrians, and as drivers. So we're going to go over a few things. We're going to drive around for a second, then we'll pull over, and we'll talk about a few things. But it is a beautiful day outside. Currently inside the truck here, nice and clean, nice and clear, except for my bag of nerds that are sitting right there in the passenger seat. Don't judge, don't judge. We are a judgment-free zone inside of Results 1. All right, so let's hit the road, even though I'm sure they're like, whoa, why is that truck moving? Is he going to pull us over? Well, I can't pull anybody over with these white and amber orangey lights, so I'm just going to go for a nice ride. So we're currently cruising here in Lake Nona off of Tavistock. What do we see right away out here? So there's plenty of signage. So that lane off to my right-hand side is a bicycle lane, meaning it's not a path, bicycle lane. So if anytime you're presented with a bicycle lane, that means it is assigned to you for you if you're a bicyclist. It is not a running path. Earlier, this jogger, you see the female jogger off to the right-hand side, she was running in the bike path with a sidewalk present. That bike path is not for pedestrians. That is only for my bicyclist, meaning even as a vehicle, if I wanted to pass somebody, I am not to go into that bicycle lane. Just like you would not want the bicyclist to be in your travel lane, they would not be allowed to do that. So what I'm saying is, if a bicycle was out here in Lake Nona cruising around, riding around on their bike, and was in the main road, and the bicycle lane is present here, like it is here in Lake Nona, the bicycle rider would be in violation of a moving violation because they are in a place that they're not supposed to be. Now, think about this. Bicycles are defined as vehicles, guys, and generally have kind of the same rights and responsibilities as motor vehicle drivers do. So that's something to keep in mind. In the state of Florida, though, when cyclists ride on sidewalks, what are they considered? They are considered pedestrians. So you, as a bicyclist, have a lot of responsibility to maintain because you get to choose sometimes what your category of rules are, meaning, am I going to be a motorist? Am I going to be a pedestrian? And it's up to you to make sure that you are constantly paying attention to the rules. Now, something I will say here, we're going to come to a stop sign because I want to give you my undivided attention when I say this. You ready? You guys ready? As a bicyclist, when you are on the road, you're choosing to be a motor vehicle. So you have to follow the rules of the road. Okay? When you approach a stop sign and you're in that bicycle lane on the road or a traffic light, you as the bicyclist are not permitted to then go from the road to the sidewalk and then say, hey, I'm good to go. No. You don't just get to toss them up in the air. All right? That big rule. And I see that a lot, especially down here in Lake Nona. So if you're a bicyclist, you're out here, guess what? Stop signs apply to you too, meaning you have to make a complete stop. You are not allowed to just cruise through a stop sign. Hold on, you guys already know I got to give it. Look at the doodles. Oh, so cute. So cute. But you're not allowed just to take the traffic signs as mere suggestions. They are there. That's how crashes happen. And they're there for you. Okay? So when riding, like think about it. I wish there was a whole bunch of bicyclists out right now. We just follow them around like a creeper stalker. But when traveling slower than normal speeding traffic and there's no bicycle lane, where are you supposed to be? Bicyclists are then required to... Hold on. People are... I don't know what these people are doing. All right. So... what was I talking about? So if no bike lane was present, like here, no bicycle lane is present, then that bicyclist should be required as far right of the roadway as practicable, okay? Unless the bicyclist is preparing to turn, obviously, then they can cut across. But as a bicyclist, you should never be in the dead center of the road, okay? You should always kind of be on that right-hand side. Bicyclists are not required to ride in a bike path. And you also should not be parking like this bozo and facing the opposite way of traffic. Let's give our first clown to that Toyota here in Lake Nona. So good job. Remember, if you're parking, parallel parking, you must park with the flow of traffic, guys. Not just however you want to, all right? So as we're cruising, we're going to make a right here, four-way stop, turn on that onto Tavistock Lakes Boulevard, and we're going to yield here. Why? Because we have a pedestrian crossing this morning. So that's why we want to make sure we stop at stop bars first so that it does not violate someone's initial right-of-way. And I think that guy was a News 6 viewer because he was waving strong. So back out to what we were talking about. Bicyclists are not required to ride in bike paths. So what you're seeing off to the side of your screen right now is not a path, it is a lane. So those are two different. Path and lane are two different things. All right? A path is not a roadway. A lane is. Okay? Provided adjacent to the roadway when available is where you'll always find your bike path. And here in Lake Nona, we have seen that the bike paths are everywhere. And even the sidewalks are abnormally big. There's another cute dog. Oh my gosh, Lake Nona, you guys have them all over the place. So, something to also consider, bicycles are permitted on sidewalks, okay? Most places, but not all, in the state of Florida, you can bring your bike up there unless there's a sign at the entrance saying, hey, no bicycles, right? But bicycles riding on that sidewalk, you have no right-of-way when a pedestrian is present. You, as the bicyclist, are required to yield right-of-way to said pedestrians, all right? How often are you a pedestrian cruising out there and that bicyclist and you move out of the way? That's not how it works. So to my guys, gals that ride around on these $10,000 1-pound bicycles that go flying through stop signs and red lights with your sponsored tights, I love that you're getting out there athletics and you're getting your fitness in, but no. When you're on the sidewalk, it does not belong to you. All right? So, let's move on. Parking lots, right? Same thing applies. You'd be riding in the roadway. You are required to make a stop at all locations. Okay? So bicyclists overtaking cars. This is a good one. So a bicyclist overtaking a car on roadways must exercise due care when passing a standing vehicle or proceeding past one. All right? Because that vehicle can move quickly, just like you can on a bike. Motor vehicles drivers are required a different set of rules, right? You're driving a big piece of machine in like results 1. If I'm passing a bicycle on the roadway, no matter where I am passing them, whether they're in a bike lane or I'm out on the roadway and they're in the roadway, I am required to give them a 3-foot buffer space. All right? That's just in case. Wind, you move, they move. It's just the right thing to do. They have no walls. They're out there. Give them some space. 3 foot required by Florida law. Okay? Now, you guys know I'm big into the equipment and safety equipment stuff. So, for my riders, my kids, my juveniles, my minors, 16 years old or younger, you are required to have a helmet on. Okay? Head protection. 16 years or younger, you have no choice in the matter. Okay? Zero choice in the matter. You are required by law to have it, and your parents can receive a citation if you do not. All right, so keep that in mind. At night, that nighttime riding, especially in communities and stuff, because we tend not to pay as much attention in communities. So at night, a bicycle must be equipped with a front white light visible up to 500 feet. 500 feet, that's a long ways away. But I encourage you guys to do this during the daytime as well. And during the rear, the lamp must be visible red at 600 feet. Now, you guys know this stuff gets expensive, but if you can afford a bicycle, I promise you can afford some kind of safety lights. You guys know I've showed you these cheapies I keep in the car, gave to me by Florida Department of Transportation. Little battery, nothing crazy, but enough to be seen. You can buy these at any sports store, Amazon, anywhere, Temu probably, any of that. Just got to have that light, and it's not necessarily for you to see, because at night, let's be really, on a bike you can see anything. It's for you to be seen, and we want to make sure that you're always visible. Okay. Big thing, because gosh, we're slowly getting our name off that list, but we're still in the top 5. Okay. Bicyclists may not wear headsets or earplugs while riding unless it is a hearing aid or instrument for improvement for your normal ears. All right. Bicyclists may use a headset that only provides sound through one ear and permits surrounding sounds to be heard. Does that sound familiar or what? Same rule that applies to me in the car. So whenever I do have an earpiece in, I don't have one right now, but I only do one, so that I could hear and be in accordance with the law. So bicyclists, you're required the same thing. Lord, say it for the bicyclists that are hanging out in the back with the 2, all right? Bicyclists must secure passengers under 4 years of age and under 40 pounds in a seat carrier or backpack. Here it says also a sling. I'm not into the whole sling idea. There's no security with that, all right? And then Florida DUI laws. Here's pop quiz for you guys. Does it really apply to a bicyclist? You're not a motor, right? What about a horse rider? You're dang straight it does. So even when you think you're trying to beat the system, it's like, well, I didn't drive here. I rode my bicycle here. If you get on that bicycle under the influence and get out on the road and get caught, you can face a DUI. But let's think about this also. If you bust your butt on that bicycle and fall, you are going to receive the same type of injuries. Imagine if you're drunk and you're not wearing your protection. You fall, you hit your head. Like, I think bicyclists are so overlooked because you guys don't think you're doing anything that dangerous. When in actuality, you can injure yourself way more than what I can do in this truck because of the elements. There's no protection. There's no nothing. So that's why we ask, always wear the helmet. Over the age of 16, you're out on the roadway. Just because, like me, late 30s. You think when I fall, because I'm in my late 30s, it's not going to hurt? Yeah, it's going to hurt. Flow of traffic is another one. Before we wrap this up, the flow of traffic. As a bicyclist, you should... Come on, bozo. Let's go. You don't have a stop sign. Listen, guys. You have to be aware of your surroundings. And just because you see cars and you want to stop for them, if you don't have a stop sign, you are then committing the problem. Because you're now obstructing traffic. Don't put signs where they're not needed, because you're not going to follow them anyway. So, flow with traffic as a bicyclist. You want to make sure, oh my God, everyone's dogs all over the place. You want to make sure that you're flowing with the flow of traffic. You have your lights. You have your protective equipment. And what I'll leave you with here is stop assuming that you have the right of way. And even when you do have the right of way, second guess it. Because drivers are going to be the one that mess up most of the time. To my bicyclists out there, you guys tend to be rather cautious. Now, it gets a little crazier in the metro areas, city of Orlando, downtown. You bicyclists think you can do whatever you want. But when you start getting your rural areas, from what I have seen off of experience in doing this, being out with you guys, it's the cars that just don't give you the space. So there is a relationship that has to occur in order for us to start getting results, for us to start seeing those numbers decrease, and for us to get the heck off of that top list of crashes. I do not make enough money to get into that portion of the community, so we're going to go this way because I don't have a pass for that. And those houses were about as big as the new 6 building. So, also, when you're cruising through neighborhoods like this, slow it down even more. I'm doing 10 mile an hour, speed limit's 20, because I don't know what's going to pop out. I can't see through certain cars. And that is the key. Being proactively cautious. And that's what I want you guys to do, is always be proactive out there, whether you're in the car or on the bicycle. At the end of the day, it's going to take both you guys being aware of each other in order for the crashes to stop. So, little vent session on a Friday, talking about some random stuff with bicycles. Hope somewhere something made sense. I answered a question. If you have a question for me, you can email me at asktroopersteve@wkmg.com. I'll turn a lot of those into rides here on Trooper Steve on Patrol, and we'll stream about it. We'll talk about it. We'll just come out here and just show you certain things. And I'm always looking for a good interview. So if you know somebody, I don't care who they are. If you think they got a good story, they're a first responder, they're a veteran, or they're just someone in the community getting results and doing great things, I want them in this seat right here. So hit me up. Let's talk about it. For now, if any of you guys live in West Osceola County, I'm going to be riding with their TAC team tonight. So behave yourself. I'll be Trooper Montiero tonight, not Trooper Steve. So no breaks. Take it nice and easy. We're going to have a good weekend. Be weather aware. Make sure you check in with the Pinpoint Weather app. Touch base with Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos so you know what's going on. Cold, wet, weird weekend coming up. So for now, I love you guys. I will see you guys later as we exit out of Lake Nona.